Okay, let's start with a quick story. Imagine that you're sitting at a shop somewhere around your house and you're just casually browsing at your favorite online store. As you scroll, you notice that the website recommends a new video game that you've been thinking about for weeks, almost as if it's reading your mind. So naturally, being a person of abundance as you are, you decide to buy this game. The process is smooth and seamless. It happens so fast, and a few days later, boom, you receive your product. So you see your product in front of you, but what you don't see is the incredible technology working behind the scenes to make this happen. So here we have AI predicting your preferences, microservices coordinating every aspect of your shopping experience, and an actual programming language bringing it all to life. It's easy to take these everyday conveniences for granted, but the truth is there's a lot happening under the hood. So today we are going to peel the back layers and explore how these technologies like artificial intelligence, microservices, and programming languages work together to create the digital experience we often overlook but rely on daily. So let's start by breaking down the complex. AI. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is one of those buzzwords you hear everywhere nowadays. But what does it actually mean? At its core, AI is all about creating systems that can perform tasks that normally require human intelligence. This could be anything from recognizing patterns in data, making decisions, or even understanding human language. So, I want you to think of AI as a brain for your applications. It learns from data, much like how we learn from experience. The more data it has, the better it gets at making predictions or decisions. That's why you see AI in everything from search engines like Google to recommendation systems on your favorite streaming services like Netflix. So to explain this, we are going to dive a little deeper right now, particularly into a type of AI called large language models, or LLMs, like the one that powers ChatGPT. So these models are designed to understand and generate human-like text based on the data they've been trained on. You might be wondering, how does something like this even work? So imagine you're trying to predict the next word in a sentence. For example, if I say, the cat is on the, and I leave the sentence hanging, your brain quickly guesses something like mat, because it's a common phrase. So you complete it as the cat is on the mat. LLMs do something very similar, but on a very massive scale. They've been trained on billions of sentences, learning patterns and structures in language. When you ask a question, the model doesn't know the answer in the same way a person does, but it generates a response by predicting what the most likely, coherent, and contextually appropriate sequence of words would be based on its training. So here's where it actually gets interesting. LLMs don't have a mind or consciousness, as most people may think. As smart as they may be, they don't understand meaning in the same way humans do. Instead, they are extraordinarily good at recognizing patterns in text. They can generate human-like responses because they've seen so many examples during their training. So the magic of large language models lies in their ability to use these patterns to create coherent text that often feels surprisingly insightful. That is why ChatGPT always feels smart, but sometimes it might hallucinate. And this hallucination originates from the fact that it's just trying to predict the most coherent word that makes the most sense in the context in which it is given. So remember that it's all about probability, choosing the next word or phrase that best fits the input, not understanding it in the way that we do. So this may even feel like an oversimplification considering how smart they may seem, but this really summarizes how your favorite AI like ChatGPT or Claude AI works under the hood. And the beauty with it is that with enough data and computing power, these models can be fine-tuned to perform specific tasks like answering questions, writing essays, or even composing music. We even use it today to even build applications or to help us build applications. But at the end of the day, it's important to remember that AI, including LLMs, isn't magic. It's built on complex algorithms, which are basically sets of rules or instructions that the AI follows. These algorithms processes vast amounts of data, learn from it, and generate output based on what they've learned. So as you can see, this doesn't mean AI is flawless. It's only as good as the data it's being trained on. and it doesn't have true understanding or creativity in the same way human does. But with each interaction, AI gets a little bit better at mimicking the tasks we need it to perform, making it an incredibly powerful tool in our digital world. So now that we're done talking about AI, let's look at the next things, which are microservices. If AI is the brain, then microservices are the individual muscles of an application. Microservices architecture is a way of building software where each part of the application is divided into small, independent services. Each service does one thing and does it well. Just imagine that you're building a massive website, like an e-commerce website for example, with multiple features like authentication, a shopping cart, and a payment gateway. In a microservice architecture, each of these services will be its service on its own, functioning independently of the others. This means that if one part fails, the rest of the system can keep running, making your application more resilient. What's also cool about microservices is that they can be developed, deployed, and scaled independently. This gives developers the freedom to use different technologies for different services, depending on what works best. So it's basically something you can mix and match to create something truly unique and efficient. And finally, let's talk about programming languages. So programming language is the very foundation on which AI and microservices are built. A programming language is simply a set of instructions that you give to a computer to make it perform specific tasks. Whether it's Python, JavaScript, or C++, each language has its own syntax and rules. Programming languages are what allow developers to create software, websites, and applications. They are the translators between human thoughts and machine actions. For example, when you write a piece of code in Python, it's like writing a recipe. The computer then follows this recipe to produce the desired outcome. Different languages are better suited for different tasks, like Python for instance. Python for instance is often used in AI and data science because of its simplicity and extensive libraries. JavaScript, on the other hand, is the go-to for web development, powering everything from simple websites to complex web applications. But here is a key takeaway. Understanding programming languages is like learning to speak different dialects of the same language. The more you know, the more versatile you become as a developer. So now that we have seen these important technologies that run our lives on a daily basis, how do they even work together? Let's take the AI-powered e-commerce platform for example. The AI recommends products based on your browsing history. Microservices handle the user interface, product catalog, and payment processing. And all of this is being powered by programming languages behind the scenes. So each technology has its role, and when combined, they create powerful, scalable, and intelligent applications that make a digital experience smoother and really more personalized. So now that you have a basic understanding of how AI, microservices, and programming languages work, it's time to dig a little deeper. You can start experimenting by building small projects and gradually scaling up as you learn. The more you practice, the more these complex technologies will start to make sense. If you found this video helpful and you're eager to learn more, consider subscribing to this channel. And if you're looking for a more structured approach in learning programming with mentorship and live classes, you can check out the Programmers University. We are here to guide you every step of the way as you dive deeper into the tech world. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on my latest videos. And see you in the next video.